as we move into the main event, yeah, if you got some music, that'd be great. Here's my thought with this.
Okay.
I introduced last week that I want to start building upon the Kobe Bryant in-person rookie card autograph. Yes. Oh, yeah, I was going to cue that up for the PSA update, and then I forgot
it. Sorry.
Ricky, I added a news bit that you just found. But, yeah, so I talked about going back and adding an in-person auto to a rookie card each year, kind of going from the mid-'80s up.
Okay.
So I thought that we could start on that this week by starting in the mid-'80s and going to about 1990.
Yeah.
Thinking of who I should pursue.
Yes. Yes.
There is a problem for this era.
Okay.
And I want to get this out in the open early on to see if we can either set some rules or maybe it'll help shape what we do.
Right.
The issue is that the year someone was drafted does not correlate with their rookie card.
You're right.
Nearly at all. So let me give a couple of examples of what I mean by that. So the 86 draft, so the 86-87 season, had players like Dennis Rodman and Jeff Hornacek.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman's rookie card ended up coming out in 88-89. So you see the discrepancy there.
I do.
89-90 is when Hornacek's rookie card was thought to come out.
Okay.
So like even a separate year that's not the same as their year. And that's the issue that we're going to run into. So I really think I would like not only your help, but the listeners' help of how I should orchestrate what I would love to be one card per year of either the most fun, the best rookie, the most iconic rookie, or the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I already have a solution.
One per year.
I already have a solution to this, and I'll be interested to hear what the chat room has to say. Jeff Malone's 86 Fleer is not his rookie card. I believe he played a season prior. I think.
You said Jeff Malone?
Jeff Malone. I know.
Repeat what you just said to me.
Jeff Malone's 86 Fleer
yes,
is not his rookie season.
Okay.
I believe that applies to maybe Karl Malone.
Yes.
I believe it applies to Jordan. It applies to a number of people in that set. And the industry has determined that
yes,
the first, at least with these mid-80 stars, the first card that came out is their rookie card.
Yeah, Jeff Malone was drafted in 83.
Yeah. So that's the way, my philosophy, and I'd love to hear from our listeners what they think. But I say, I vote if they did not have a card come out their rookie season, it's the very first card that comes out for them.
So essentially neglecting the draft year.
Correct.
And going by rookie card year.
Yep.
So let's start. I think I like that a lot. And I think it's the most appropriate way to go through this from a card collecting lens, which is what we try to do.
Yeah.
So I think 86-87, let's talk about it. Although I will openly admit I will not be starting in that year.
Fair enough.
From a price standpoint.
Fair enough. Well, I might have a good one for you.
Well, 86-87 is interesting. So think about this. Here are the big names that I pulled from that group.
Yeah.
Worthy, Wilkins, Dominique Wilkins, your dad's guy, Kurt Rambis, Hakeem the Dream, Olajuwon, Jeff Malone.
Yeah.
Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Player note.
Patrick Ewing, Joe Dumars.
Heard of that guy.
Clyde the Glide Drexler.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley. And let me tell you a story. So I was in a sports bar today. We do this like once a year on March Madness. We get there. And the BYU game was going against VCU.
Oh, no.
So we're there with a few of us Utah fans, and there's just a couple other people in there.
Yeah.
All tables had a beer or two out.
Yeah. Except for the BYU table.
Even the BYU table.
I love finding those sinners.
And those guys were hidden in the back corner. You know where the stadium arena is? And there's like that, it's like a mini wall that blocks those tables in the corner. That's where they were hidden.
Dude, there's nothing that makes me happier than watching a BYU fan secretly sneak booze.
Well, get this. So up on the screen, they're showing BYU.
Yeah.
And they flash to Danny Ainge, who is also in the 86 set.
Oh, no.
Your boy here, there's 20 people max in this bar. Your boy here stands up and boos a booming boo as loud as I can when they show.
What are the
Danny
BYU
Ainge.
guys?
Oh yeah,
you had to relate to a BYU fan.
Oh no. I was booing.
Oh, okay.
The BYU guy looks at me and says, "Why are you booing Danny Ainge?"
Oh,
I turn around. I don't look around. I turn around.
yes.
I boo one more time. I said, "What?" He said, "Why are you booing Danny Ainge?" I almost lost my cool. And I thought, you know what? They're dumb enough. They may not know. They may not know. So I said, "Chad, pull it together." And so I did. And I respectfully said, "Have you seen what he's done to the Jazz?"
Dude, you should have Stone Cold Steve Austin him and just kept saying, "What? What?" Got the whole bar going behind it. What?
So, yeah, Danny Ainge is also in that 86-87 set. That's
Okay.
the long way of saying that. That's why I went in that order.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the 86-87. Let's come back.
Let's come
Should we
back.
come back to it.
Let's come back to rookie cards. Well,
Yeah, I mean, those are the rookie cards of that year.
okay, but then above it, you also have the 86 draft, and you've listed Rodman and Hornacek.
But I think that you've already answered that question. So the whole reason I had the draft up there is to say, hey, there's an issue of, do we go with the draft year or do we go off the rookie card year when I start looking at which card to get?
Well, let me clarify. I think you should go from someone from every draft class, but some of their cards may be later. Does that make sense? So I think
No, that's saying two different things, though.
no, not
Because
really.
if I'm trying to get a card per year,
Yeah.
then how am I going to do that?
Well,
So I think in an ideal world,
yeah,
from 86, 87, 87, 88, 88, 89, 89, 90, because we're trying to look at it from card perspective,
okay,
then I would have 4 cards to acquire from those years.
okay,
Right?
okay, yeah, fair. So let me just let me make one counter argument. So 86, 87, who do you go after in this set? I think out of the names you've listed, including Kurt Rambis, I don't think you can go wrong. No, I think there's a ton of great players. I'd go after Barkley. I'd go after Drexler, Dumars, Ewing,
Olajuwon, Mailman.
Olajuwon, Mailman, Jordan, of course, but that's going to be extremely pricey, right? So that's
Mhm,
maybe down the line. Now, let me just, for argument's sake, say if you were to select someone from the 86, 87 draft set, class that did not have a card that year, okay, so such as Rodman and Jeff Hornacek, right? That was the year they were drafted, but they didn't have a card that year.
Okay.
What about Arvydas Sabonis, dude?
So
He didn't even play for the NBA for another 20 years.
did I not write him down? I
didn't.
I didn't.
I got him.
Oh, I even looked at that.
I was so excited. I set this all up just so I could read that name.
So I like that a lot. But honestly, think to the card collecting standpoint. And
Fair
do
enough.
you see where I'm getting
I do.
confused on this?
I do.
Maybe I'm confusing myself in it, but
No,
say
you're
that
making
I've
a
got
lot
a
of sense.
Zion case.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, hey, here is a player from each year from 86 up to 2000.
But you want it to be the card was made in 86.
I think.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think that's the way I have to go, at least for these 4 years, right? Like after this, Upper Deck starts to get it right,
Right.
and Hoops and everyone else, and the rookie comes out the rookie year.
Yeah.
But this one, they don't. So how do I do it?
Well, you've kind of done it here because you have Jordan and Jeff Malone and Karl Malone listed, and it was none of their rookie years.
So I do it by rookie card, which is what you initially said.
So okay, so the Arvydas Sabonis rookie card would come out in 1998.
Exactly.
Okay, I like this.
So then we're disregarding their rookie year and just going through rookie card.
got it. I'm
Right.
all in. All in.
And
yes.
that seems to make sense now that I'm saying that. Like it is a card thing
Totally.
in a card podcast. Okay.
100%.
So we're going to omit the draft year. So let's take a look at 87, 88
Okay.
cards, which is probably the most feasible from a purchasing standpoint, place
Yeah.
to start. So that rookie card year, kind of some duds. Jerome Kersey, Chuck Person, Detlef Schrempf.
Yeah.
Ron Harper,
And AC Green.
AC Green. I don't
Yeah.
usually drink soda
Dude,
on the pod. I'm getting
that's
a
why.
little airy, a little
Dude,
gassy.
that I don't know. Maybe it is a dud of a year, but I get pretty boned up when I hear Chuck Person. That much right. I get pretty excited.
Ron Harper was my hobby nemesis
yeah.
in the early 90s.
Right.
Like he's my Danny Ainge now.
Yeah.
Every first day issue I would hit, it was always Ron Harper.
Ah,
Always Ron Harper. You see that Bulls uni and you think it's going to be Old MJ, but it wasn't.
So do we have confirmation that in this year, because he was drafted in 87, there's no Kenny the Jet Smith?
Ooh.
I wonder.
Ooh.
I wonder.
Would he take precedent over all those?
Definitely over Jerome Kersey. You can pound sand. Ron Harper, get lost. He's in there with Chuck Person, Detlef Schrempf, and AC Green in my book.
Okay. So
Especially with what he's done now.
I'm seeing some 88, 89. Fleer might be the first year
No.
of Kenny Smith.
Course. Ruining everything.
Yeah, I think it's 88, 89 Fleer.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, where are we going with this?
I think you go after Detlef.
I think Detlef's kind of the guy too. I do remember him. Obviously, so I was born in 83.
Yeah.
And so I don't really remember this
Hey,
era.
me too.
But no,
Isn't that something?
God, we should hang out, man. I don't necessarily remember the late 80s era of basketball.
Right.
I do remember the Sonics and Detlef.
Yes.
And so I think if I had to pick one out of the group, it would be Detlef. I think that would be my choice.
You want to know like the weirdest, most worthless story of all time?
Absolutely.
Chuck Person had a younger brother, Wesley Person, who also was drafted in the NBA by the Phoenix Suns. And for some reason, he decided after the draft to celebrate at Lagoon, our local amusement park.
Get out of here.
And somehow, like my brother and I started talking to him, and we rode the Jetstar, and my seatbelt came off, and he had to hold on to me for dear life. So there's my story with the Persons.
That's weird, man.
Isn't it weird? Kind of. And dude, the more you think about it, I was probably like a 12-year-old kid. Like that's like I don't think you would see that today. A grown man holding a 12-year-old kid.
No,
he doesn't know. Just met on a ride. But my mom was there. You know, she was sweet talking him. Yeah. So
interesting.
Isn't that something?
How about that? That is something. I will say from the chat here, we do have an interesting comment from Green Stiller. Panini has an 86 Sabonis sticker and Converse Spanish card. You know, one thing about Arvidas is that he's not your or my Vitas. He's our Vitas.
He's our Vitas. Exactly. I've
that.
always said that.
People aren't liking the AC Green shade. Yeah, you know, I was never an AC Green fan. Lakers never did it for me. I still think Detlef is my pick.
I think he's saying the AC Green shit talk is brutal. I think that's what shade means. I'm a bit old.
Yeah. No, I'm
okay.
Yeah.
He does feel like.
I think what I said still fits there.
Yeah, no, and I'm catching up.
Gotcha.
It's taking me a minute. And you're right. He was not a big part of as we were coming of age in the NBA.
It's Detlef, right?
It was Detlef.
Okay.
I hate to say it.
So let's get through 2 more years.
Okay.
You feeling good about the exercise so far?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the next year, I think we're going to have some issue. At least we're going to have a decision to make.
Yeah.
88, 89 Fleer. The standout rookie cards, John Stockton, Scottie Pippen, Reggie Miller, Dennis Rodman.
So, you know my vote.
Let's talk out the emotions of this one.
Okay.
So 5-year-old to 30-year-old Chad.
Yes.
Would have been a no-brainer Stockton.
And now we call him shithead Stockton around here.
He does a lot of his own research.
We're not a big fan. Well, he was an asshole when he was here. Let's just say it.
That's better.
He was an asshole when he was here on the team. He's an asshole since he's left. I hate Gonzaga. I hope they lose next round.
Well said.
Thank you.
Scottie Pippen. I met Scottie Pippen in an elevator.
Did you really?
Yeah, chasing the Dream Team 2.
Okay.
At Little America.
Yeah.
And saw him get in. I ran past security and hopped in the elevator with him. And had a Beckett page that I think was like an illustration on the back inside cover of Scottie Pippen, and he signed it. He's very nice.
Very cool. I think he is so underrated.
Yeah.
And I realize he gets a lot of credit for his success. He is still watching that Jordan documentary and how little money he took over years and kind of got in his own way.
He was a great defender. Helped ruin our dreams as a kid.
He absolutely did. I dig Scottie Pippen, but come on.
But did you ever go out in the backyard and pretend to shoot like him?
Never.
Like you undoubtedly did, just as I did with Reggie Miller.
Never, not one time. Never, not one time.
So Reggie Miller's a big one.
Dude. And if you recall, in our early reconnection with the hobby, you and I made a trade, and you traded me a Reggie Miller rookie card that I still have.
Oh yeah. Was it the Reggie Miller, Jeff Malone, or was that just the gift?
No, this is way like when we first started
Oh,
the podcast.
Okay.
Reggie Miller rookie. I'll have to show it to you one of these days.
God, that was nice of me.
That was really nice.
Hell of a guy.
Yeah.
So the Reggie Miller auto, I think, could be fun.
Yeah.
But then Dennis Rodman, too.
I also dig Rodman.
Rank
a lot.
them. Rank those 4.
I'm going Reggie, Pippen. No, I'm going Reggie, Rodman, Pippen, Stockton. It's not even close.
I think I agree with that order.
Yeah. I would be shocked if you didn't.
So Reggie's the guy.
Reggie's undoubtedly the guy. Best personality, best clutch time shots. Yeah, you got to get. I mean, he was the playmaker, dude.
You know how many times on the basketball court I pretended to be John Stockton? Probably hundreds.
Oh yeah.
But yep,
No.
I do have Reggie Miller's autograph too on the Dream Team 2 like photo that they took together as a team, the team photo.
Yeah.
Chasing him down, Little America. He signed that.
Really?
I've got like half that Dream Team signed that photo, and I still have that photo somewhere.
You might need to pull that bad boy out.
Yeah, I think so.
Get it completed.
So Reggie Miller, I'm interested to hear what the chat has to say about that. Rodman is apparently often unpleasant at signings.
Sorry.
You want to grab the next ones? That way we're not
Sure.
double clicking. And that doesn't surprise me that Rodman is unpleasant. He's kind of in his own world, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that he's aware of whether he's being pleasant or not a lot of the time.
Now, we are getting some chatter here that we're taking after Wax Museum podcast. I'll hear none of it.
None.
No.
Ever since growing up, ever since I was so young that ever since I was the height of Chad is now, I have maintained that Reggie Miller is the best basketball player in the NBA.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice thing you've ever said to me. You don't even know what to do with that, do you?
No, you got me on my heels, dude.
Good. Reggie was always fun to watch.
The 3 pointers in 3.2 seconds.
It's pretty cool.
Like, come on. The choke sign. Come on.
There is part of me that makes me not want to do this for my own like lifelong set collecting, just to spite Kyle. But I don't know. If you don't listen to already, of course, everyone here does. Go listen to Kyle Wax Museum podcast for your basketball card content.
Absolutely.
But we also have Green Stiller here does say Rodman is an easy pick. And same with Dan from Omaha says the Worm.
We have a number of, I mean, that's something to think about. The Gambler was here. He'd be advocating like crazy for the Worm.
Yeah, these are cards I'm going to keep.
Yeah, I think Reggie will treat you better.
Yeah.
I think Reggie's the way to go, man.
Okay. I like that. That one. I'll be interested to hear what people have to say about that this week.
Yep.
Okay, we got one more year to round out this late core, which is 89.90.
Yeah.
So in that Fleer set,
okay,
we have David Robinson, we have Jeff Hornacek, Steve Kerr, Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
I think he was a jazz man, if I'm not mistaken, for a year.
He might have been.
And then Thunder Dan Marley.
Yeah.
So
okay, you want me to rank these?
I do.
I'm going Robinson, Kerr, Horny, Richmond, Marley.
Say that one more time.
Robinson, Kerr, Horny, Richmond, Marley. I could be convinced of 4 and 5 swapping, but
What about 2 and 3?
absolutely not.
Horny and Kerr?
Absolutely not. Because I think Steve Kerr has such a storied history with in his professional as a player with the Bulls.
Yeah.
And then he's gone on to have an insane career as a coach.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Warriors.
Yeah. And gold medal too.
Now listen, I wouldn't slam you if you swapped those. I'm just saying for me, it's Kerr than Horny.
Okay. I like that. And I think the Admiral's got to be number 1. Mitch
Easily.
Richmond was not a jazz man. There was someone else who I was thinking of later in their career.
Mark Jackson, maybe? He played for us for a
definitely
minute.
Mark Jackson. Now, there's someone else who was a shooter, came over later in their career, and I'm totally spacing on this. You know what's interesting? If you guys have never podcasted before, I tend to like think these things over when I get a second during the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, when it comes to this, you're gonna forget this name.
Oh,
and then I think of it and I'm like, oh, okay, no, I got it. I don't need to write it down because I'm not gonna forget it. And then you get here and it just
Was it David Benoit?
He's the reason we don't have a title. You know about my hatred of David Benoit.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
man shot 803 pointers in game 5 against the Houston Rockets 94-95. The 1 year Jordan was out. We easily would have won it.
Easily.
And he decided to just start hacking them up there. Kind of hit the broadside of the barn and we lose. I was at that game.
Were you really?
I got kicked out of the stadium because I just sat there like crying in the seat.
Excuse me, son.
It was brutal.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it was brutal.
God.
Who in the world did the Jazz have that was a good scorer towards the end of his career?
Danny Manning?
Danny Manning. That's the one.
Is that the one?
That's got to be the one. He was definitely a Jasmine.
Yeah,
That's got to be the
he
guy.
was.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it was Danny Manning.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going with the Admiral.
And you
Right.
know, before the Jazz, he played for my Los Angeles Clippers.
Who am I?
Got him.
Ricky Ballmer.
Got him.
All right. So we're getting some chat here. Let's go back to the chat here just for a second. So, God. We got Deputy Dog. I'm going to click on this
Yeah,
one here,
yeah,
Ricky.
I'm
All four
stepping up.
guys historically difficult in-person signers. Now, he was talking about the previous year.
Yeah.
He'd pick Pippen for Arkansas bias, but all choices are solid. We've got the Admiral for number 1 for this year that we just talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a vote for Thunder Dan. Dude, he could shoot the ball. Imagine Thunder Dan in today's NBA.
It would be insane.
Got Joe Johnson. He was a great scorer for the Jazz.
Yeah.
But not the guy I was thinking of. And yeah, so that's where we're at. So let's go back to the list here. Am I dragging this out too long? We're doing all right?
No, we're doing great.
All right. So what we have to recap, we have 87, 88. We're going to go with Detlef Schrempf. 88, 89, Reggie, I think.
Yes.
89, 90, David Robinson. So that leaves 86, 87 Flair. Let's take out Jordan now from a price standpoint.
Yeah.
And Danny Ainge because he's the obvious choice.
You want my top 3?
I do. For 86, 87. Do you got that dramatic music here?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to get with this. The good thing with Ricky, I could have got Cena there. I could have got Joe Hendry.
Yeah, it's anyone's guess these days. Okay.
I mean, this is the biggest basketball set in the history of sets.
I'm going 3-1.
Okay.
Oh boy. I'm going Karl Malone 3,
Okay.
Patrick Ewing 2. Oh God.
You serious, Clark?
No. I want to redo. I'm going
Let's restart the show.
Karl Malone 3, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon 2, Barkley 1. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You are the
I can't-
Randy Marsh of Joe Hendry.
Dude, I can't stop.
I could just see you like in the courtroom, like you're off in your own zone, you're just dancing away. They're all waiting on you. Like, Mr. Ricky, can you please give us your closing argument?
I could be in the middle of a trial, and if you walked in and played I Believe in Joe Hendry, I'd stop without fail.
Are you in court tomorrow?
No, thank God.
Okay. So I think I like where you're at. Olajuwon,
He killed us,
he did.
and he traveled a lot.
He did. He traveled so much. I think I like the 3 that you picked. I know Clyde the Glide was in there.
Yeah,
But
that's a hard one.
I think he's just outside.
Right.
Joe Dumars, I put just behind him.
Yep.
Worthy, I put below him.
God, I forgot it. Worthy should probably be higher up the list.
He
to be
probably
honest,
should, but to me, he's the era before I watched
agree.
basketball.
I completely agree with you.
So this is a point of personal privilege that I will remove him from the conversation.
Fair.
Danny Ainge, I'm not quite at the financial point where I just want to buy a card to shred it or torture it. Although I will get there again. It's one of my financial goals when I met with my advisor. to
Can
be
I
able to do that.
can I offer a suggestion regarding Ainge?
Yeah.
You do buy the card. We find him at a local card signing. You let him sign it and right in his face, tear it in half. I'll pay. I'll pay for everything. Do you know how funny that would be? And just throw it in his face. I'll pay your bail. I'll defend you the whole time.
I need to have like some sort of cool exit though.
Yeah.
Like whether it's Triple H like spraying water up and walking out, and you hit my theme song as I march out, or
You spray water right in his face in the air as the cards go flying.
that is an option.
That's like an honorable mention, though.
It is. Okay, so you went Carl, Hakeem, Barkley.
I think so.
Oh, God, I'm gonna have to think about this one. man.
Honestly, I'd be shocked if you
I'm gonna
did
have to
totally
think about
agree.
that.
There are so many names here that are so good.
I wonder if you know what.
If Kurt Rambis isn't in your top 3, find a new podcast partner.
So here's the thing. Is that what your dad said?
That's what I said to you.
You know what? Maybe since it's the first year, it's the most iconic set.
Yeah. I like what you're doing here.
You see what I got highlighted? I
I-
got 4 highlighted.
4. And honestly, those were the 4 I was debating.
What if I just go 4? What if I go Barkley, Ewing, Malone, and Hakeem?
I love it.
And then we just build it from there.
And to be fair, back then it was Akeem.
On the card, it is Hakeem.
They didn't
You
know
are
how to
correct.
spell
Yeah,
his name.
that's right. I think that's what we're going to do. So I think we've got it set. I think that we've got my set going forward. We got a building base here from 86, 87 Fleer up to 89, 90 Fleer. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards for me to build on until we get into the 90s.
Joe Hendry.
Oh, so good.
How much time you guys at home can play? Set the over under at how many weeks? Create like those squares. How many weeks it takes for Chad to take those soundboards off my sound? I'm guessing not many at this rate.
If this has generated quite a bit of comments here in the chat. I'm going to be real curious about what people have to say. Message us over there on Instagram, or even if you're watching this after the live recording over here on YouTube, please feel free to put it in the chat below. I'm not as quick as responding to those, but I'm working on getting better with that.
Definitely.
All right, man. That was kind
Okay.
of interesting.
Yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
All right, well, let's go watch some March Madness. What do you say?
I like it.
I believe. That's all I can hear. All right. It's been another fun show. For Chad, I'm Ricky, and we believe in Joe Hendry, and we're wishing all of you a one of one night.